Shields up, Iron Breakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another video. Welcome back to Monster Hunter Rise, and man, oh man, do we have something special today. For those of you that are not aware, there was a new trailer that was released in the latest Nintendo Direct, and not only that, but also the official Monster Hunter Rise website was also updated with some very interesting information that we're going to be going over. So first we're going to be doing for this video is I'm going to be playing the entirety of the trailer without pausing it for the people that want to check it out and all that stuff, and we'll look at it together. And then after that, I will be muting the sound of the trailer, and then I will be, pausing at specific locations so that I can show you guys a couple of things that I noticed in this trailer. And then we're going to be going to the Monster Hunter Rise official website, where we're going to be talking about something that is very important. But yeah, let's begin.
Elder, I have important news.
So it's finally beginning.
Go assemble the villagers. 50 years ago, Kimura village was attacked by the Rampage in Magnum Hollow. And we suffered some devastating casualties.
How can we fight against that?
Our hunter is about to face the biggest challenge yet! All right, give him a warm welcome!
Very well.
Damn it! We can't lose this gauge! Pull yourselves together!
You're not getting in!
Let's go, everyone!
Do not give up! You can do it! We're in this together!
Get out of here!
Go rampage somewhere else!
You listen to me now!
Here it comes! Watch out for the apex! Do not let it pass!
The Rampage. How long do you think it's going to last? Inoa, we should start preparations right away.
We're here to offer assistance! We must stop the calamity!
The rest of the trailer here is basically just like promotional information about the new console, which we already talked about, as well as like the stuff that you get with the deluxe edition and all of that stuff. But did you guys get all of the new things that were shown in that trailer? Good God, the hype is just completely unreal. So I'm going to be muting the video now, and I'm going to be pausing at specific sections of this trailer to kind of like give you guys my take on a couple of the things that we see throughout the trailer itself. Let me just pull up my notes here, which were somewhere. If I could just find them, it would be friggin' fantastic. Here we go. So, first things first. As we go through the trailer at the very start, in the very first shot, boom, new map, desert map. It's going to be some kind of like deserty ruins type map. I don't think this is a returning map, but I could be wrong. I think it's going to be somewhat linked to, thematically at least. It seems to be somewhat linked to the ruins that we see in the flooded forest. Maybe? Because you do see a couple of ruins further in the trailer, not specifically in this shot. But really cool to see that we're getting a desert map on top of the fact that we already knew that we were going to get a volcano map, which is also shown here, which actually pushes the total of maps. In case you guys are curious right now, there are 5 maps plus the Rampage map. So that's like, if you consider the Rampage map its own thing, which is also shown in this trailer, then you're already talking about 6 maps So that is pretty damn cool if you ask me. But let's keep the trailer going here. You see a Rathian in the desert map, blasting a couple of fireballs. At least I think it's a Rathian. It's evolved on Basarios, the new monster, Diablos, and Rathalos flying away somewhere in there. As you guys can see, we now see the lava map here, the volcano map, which is looking pretty cool. This actually reminds me a lot of the map from the older Monster Hunter games. I don't know if it's exactly the same or not. Because a lot of stuff actually looks different, but at the same time somewhat familiar. Like, I get a feeling that we're going to go inside the volcano thing. We're going to see the old red areas that we used to see in those maps, except this time it's going to be like one full map. There's no actual loading area, so that will be interesting. But whether it's a completely new map, which I would actually prefer, or if it's a returning map, I mean, I don't really care that much. I just care that there's a fire map, and that is going to be cool. I don't think there's going to be cold drinks, by the way, because it wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense, considering that there's no hot drinks. And now that they revealed the volcano map, I would expect that to be something that they confirm in an interview somewhere or something like that. We now get to see the new monster, which is called Raknakadaki. Like, I actually waited until the shot showed with the name, because you guys know me and names, my brain just like goes away, forgets about that stuff. You can see his the full length of his neck here in this particular shot as well, which is friggin' Jesus Christ, huge neck. It's like, I kind of wish that we still would get our old arachnid, because this one, at least in the shots that we see, doesn't really swing. And, you know, I miss the swinging, you know, the web slinging. I thought was pretty cool. But she does, whatever, does sling itself forward using the webs. So there is a little bit of agility. Also, it has a fire breath. So potentially a fire monster of some kind. It shoots out his little egg sac things, which, by the way, actually show up earlier in the cutscene, right? Yeah, right here. You can see it like in its back or something. Like maybe its back has some kind of like, it's a sack filled with eggs or whatever. But then Raknakadaki gets to throw her little egg creatures at you as well. It's like that, and then it pulls itself towards you. You got good old Basarios, which it's been a while since I fought a Basaris. I don't remember him being like super red like this. I think that might be a new thing, but I'm not sure. Let me know if the old Basarios also looked like that. Because, again, it has been a while since I fought a Basario, so bear with me. You also see the full set from Mizutsune right there. It's pretty cool. You got a Volvidon, which makes sense. Like I said, I expect us to get a lot of really fast monsters to offset the fact that we basically have get-out-of-jail-free cards for most situations with the wire bugs. You can see him pooping on you. You're going to need some deodorant to clean that up. And as you can see, these are the ruins that I was talking about. Look at how it looks like there was some kind of like a civilization here in the desert, because there are these clearly man-made constructions. So it makes me think that this is going to be somewhat lore-wise for whoever cares about that this might be connected to the pyramid that we see in the flooded forest, but we shall see. Maybe this was a zone that got like dried out over time. Again, in there you see more of the structures that I was talking about. You also see a bunch of hunters basically yeeting themselves using, I'm assuming, a great wire bug of some kind, which is probably going to be a key aspect of how you're going to be navigating this particular map. But yeah, look at the ruins over there. You can clearly see that this was probably like some kind of a city or something. So that is pretty cool. Then we get a shot of the new monster. Like, I would assume this would be the first cinematic that you see on Almudron, which he almost seems like friggin' Juratoda's dad or something. Like, oh, you messed with my son one time too many. I'ma bring the real mud pain to you, or I don't know. But he reminds me of like those Japanese dragons. I mean, I'm sure that someone will come up with some kind of yokai that this thing is associated with. But you can see like the usual mustaches and whatnot, and like the mud shows up as a beard. These actually might be fins, because he's got the same on his tail as well. I'm not sure how I feel about getting us yet another mud monster. I believe Baroth was already confirmed, right? Not 100% sure, but probably we'll also get Baroth. I kind of forget the list of all the monsters at this point. But so let's assume that Barroth is in there, so you'd have Barroth, you'd have Juratotus, and then on top you'd have this dude as well for more mud stuff. And he's also going to be bringing in a mechanic that I feel like the first time that I saw this mechanic was with Velkhana, where you actually create physical walls in the map with your attacks, because you'll see the hunter actually walking on top of them. So, well, actually, Juratotus did that as well, now that I think about it. Never mind. Then here we get a little bit of story stuff where Utsuchi is telling the elder that, you know, the rampage is coming, so go assemble the villagers. And this assembling of the villagers is actually an important thing, because the villagers look like they're actually going to be helping you out throughout the rampage stuff this time around. Did I mention Diablos? I think I already mentioned Diablos because he showed earlier on. I'm just looking through my notes and I noticed that I had Diablos in here in the middle of the notes. But we're going to see another shot of him. Now, an important thing here, if you look, you will see 5 monsters, which was something that I talked about the very first time that they showed us this particular shot in colors in a different trailer, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so since then, I've been wondering, are we going to see like actually 5 monsters on screen? And I've actually been analyzing the trailer frame by frame on my live stream, because I live streamed this whole thing earlier on Twitch. And we do see 4 monsters at a given time on screen. I'll show you guys the specific frames here in case you guys just looked at the trailer and didn't notice that there was more than 3 monsters on screen. But that is most definitely a thing. And I think it's going to be 4 monsters and then an Apex monster, which is also going to get revealed in the trailer. You guys saw Apex or Zeros come down. But we suffered some devastating casualties, talking about, look at how the hunters already have like their stuff. I'm assuming this is a heavy bowgun, at least definitely looks like it. And this is the tea house girl. She manages the tea house, which is where you get your food and stuff. And she actually suits up for the fight, just like Hinoa and Minoto suited up at the end of the trailer. And the dude who does the Buddy Scout system also suits up, and I believe that his weapon is a charge blade. Not sure. I'm going to be pausing at the frame because I took a mental note the first time that I saw it, but I haven't really examined what his weapon was into close detail, but we'll see it. And you guys can see we have some ballista here. There's also the repeating ballista as well that we had in Monster Hunter World, and it's shown, well, not the exact same one, but like a version of that is more Eastern themed, so to speak. You got some cannons in here. You can see a ton of siege weapons, and in what looks like, this map basically reminds me of a tower defense mode. And if you go back to older encounters, it reminded me a lot of the Lao Shan Long encounter, where basically, there's a series of checkpoints and you're supposed to stop him at the final checkpoint after you go through all those other checkpoints. And it seems like that is going to be the same idea here. The monster is going to be funneling in through these different checkpoints. They're going to be breaking down the barriers, and the objective is for you to kill them as fast as possible. Okay, here we go. 4 hunters. Actually, let me take a look at their gear sets here before they jump off, because I hadn't really paid too much attention. So this one is probably from the spider monster, because we had seen the female version of this set, I feel like, on the demo. This one I have no idea what that's from. There's Mizotsune, and that is Magnum Mallow in the background there. So in this first shot, already you can actually see 4 monsters. You guys are like, what? But before we even get to that, look at this thing. This thing is like some kind of a trap, which then also works as an elevator. So I'm assuming this trap will be replenished over time, but this thing's going to basically blow up the second the encounter starts. I'm assuming someone shoots it off screen. It's like, boom, trap. But now you guys are like, okay, Rurikhan, but tell me about the 4 monsters. So the Tronodon, Basarios, and look at how there's something red back there. That's another Basarios, but like in red mode. As a matter of fact, in a bit here, you'll see his head as well. If we didn't get like all pixelated. Thank you, VLC. I love your codex, dude. And wait for it. Damn it. It's a little bit tricky to get them on that shot, but they are there. Like, just look at it like this. We're going to go frame by frame. Look, 1 Basarios, the Tronodon. There's clearly something else back there, which is a Basarios like enraged or whatever in red mode. Now, if you pay attention over here, you're going to see a Puke come up right there. That's a Puke in the background as well. So 1, 2, 3 with the red one in the back. 4 monsters at the same time on screen. This is really funny for me because, you know, all those people that say the Switch is not powerful enough for Monster Hunter Rise. And it's like, yeah, but we have an additional monster. It's now rendering 4 monsters on this particular hunt with a ton of siege weapons and a ton of other stuff happening on screen at the same time. And here you see 3 monsters, the Bishaten, 2 Anjanats, and you see them just like pelting at them. And by the way, people were asking me what was this weapon, this little round weapon during the stream. This is a hammer. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be seeing a new Silkmine move for the hammer as well. See a Mizutsune charging through. I'm really sorry for the pixelation. This is what happens if you pause a YouTube video too long. Right there, we have a new Silkmine move for the Charge Blade, which, by the way, that particular Silkmine move, I believe that it's an option move. So you can see that he throws the Silkmine upwards and then like starts swinging the Charge Blade, right? And then he jumps up, and here I think you get to choose between a couple of different moves because of the way the animation plays out afterwards. I'm pretty sure that you get to choose between doing a super amp like he did there or do something else, which I'm not sure what the something else is going to be, but that looked friggin' amazing. Now in this particular shot, it's actually easier to see the 4 monsters. This is another one of those shots where you can see 4 monsters. Like there's an Acnosome. What's this one? That's a Bishaten right there. And then there's a Great Azuchi and there's a Kezu. 4 monsters. Aknosome, Bishaten, Great Azuchi, Kezu. And this particular area of the Rampage map also has a ton of stuff on it. Like, look, all these traps, all of these, you know, there's a cannon here. There's another elevator thing there. Another elevator thing there. Like, there's so many things going on in this particular map that I just find it completely insane. And they just have this gong, which I'm not sure if this is supposed to be some kind of a Dragonator or whatever, because they don't really show you. But there is also a Dragonator that is shown. I'm not sure if it's from the gong or if it's from something else. You can see them bringing down the Acnosome there, and a couple of Rachna Kadakis moving through. There's the Dragonator right there, as you guys can see. And a Diablo's charging through as well. And this is the new Silkbind move for the hammer. One of the new Silkbind moves. And I know that some of these moves got leaked, but like I told you guys, I don't report on leaked things. So whenever I see them, that's when I report on them. And this is the first time that I'm seeing this particular skill. It looks a lot like the Switch Axe skill, which initially when I first saw the trailer, I thought this was a Switch Axe, but no, it is a hammer. And you can see that he's actually charging it up. And this weapon looks amazing when it charges up, by the way. Look at that thing. Let's look at that again real quick. Look at it, like spinning around. Zzz, like that is really cool. I love it. No more bits on sticks, thank you very much. Here you see a Rajang. Yeah. Good old crazy monkeys coming back. And if you notice, he is being wyvern ridden right now. So there's a hunter riding him. And look at what this hunter does. Laser beams! You're going to be able to control Rajang to the point of firing the deadly laser beam at a Tigrex in this particular case, but like going to be able to, dude, that's the first thing that I'm going to do. Whenever there's a Rajang in a map, I'm just like, beelining there, laser beam to the face, to whatever monster is annoying me. Let's go. Looks so incredibly satisfying. And here we have the Apex. Now, it is important that most people right now were saying that, I don't know if there's like some kind of a Japanese translation. I'm going to be finding out tomorrow because I'm going to be asking Gaijin about this during the Third Fleet podcast. Man, it's going to be a special episode tomorrow. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But I'm going to be asking him specifically about this, like if he's seen something in the Japanese website or not. By the time this video goes live, maybe he's already even talked about it either on Twitter or made his own video, but I'm like just recording this the second this went live, so bear with me. But people were saying this is probably not the same Apex system that we had in 4 Ultimate, and I think I would have to agree because, you know, people were almost like, oh, that means Gormagala. It's like, not sure. I would love to. Don't get me wrong, I would love to. But I'm not sure if that is the case. I think that Apex here refers to like the leader of the monsters in the Rampage, and that would make him the 5th monster. Like if you guys remember the Rampage picture with the monsters, it shows 5 monsters, so it would be the 4 monsters attacking it, plus the Apex at the end. That is what I would imagine. Again, this speculation, not 100% confirmed, but that is what I would imagine at this point in time. Apex or Zeros. And now here is when they showcase that the villagers are going to help you. And this is something that I feel is very important. Like you see right here, this is why I said that I thought the kid's weapon was a charge blade, because you can see that it's got like some friggin' some some LED lights on it and stuff. And it's a really big shield, and it looks like it's got a socket to put the blade in there. So that looks like a charge blade to me. You can see our hunter is being represented by the longsword, and you can see the tea house lady over there with the great boat with a heavy bowgun. At least that is what I would imagine. And now, what do I think about this NPCs showing up here? I think that the idea is that Rampage mode is going to be scaled up for 4 players. I'm not confirming it. Speculation. I think Rampage mode is going to be scaled up for 4 players, and if you want to do it solo, you'll be able to summon the NPCs to help you out, because I know that I definitely saw in my comment section a lot of people always complaining about the siege modes because they would have to either do it with randoms. They didn't like the forced multiplayer aspects of it, which I understand. I'm not, that's all valid concerns, particularly for people that maybe don't want to pay for PlayStation Plus or another online service and you just want to experience this thing solo. I think this is the solution that they came up with. Again, sure, I'm going to be discussing this some more tomorrow with Gaijin, but I think that's the solution that they came up with. Here's some AI NPCs to help you out, and that's what it looks like to me. And you guys are like, but there's only 2 of them. Yes, but you get to bring 2 pets. You get to bring 2 NPCs and 2 pets, I would imagine, maybe? I don't know, because we don't really see the pets in the gameplay footage, so I don't know what that would be like. And then you see Minoto and Hinoa also show up. I guess you just get to pick which villagers you want to go with you. Maybe they'll even have like some kind of an upgrade system, a level up system, because this actually reminds me a lot of, what was the name of that game? Tokiden. Tokiden, you would be able to go on hunts with NPCs and you would get to pick like specific NPCs. And then I think there was like some kind of, they would perform better if you were like friends with them or something like that. I don't remember if there was a system like that, but yes, this reminds me a lot of that. And you can see the twins coming up here from the thing. And looks like Minoto is a lance user and Hinoa is a bow user. See, I was team Hinoa right up until I saw this right here. Like, guys might remember, me and Gaijin talked about this, like, Rurikhan, are you team Hinoa? I'm like, Hinoa all the way, dude. Love Hinoa. This right here, like, friendship ended with Hinoa. I'm now best friends with Minoto. Sorry, Hinoa. I cannot be friends with a bow user. It is what it is. I actually thought that this was a gun lance. Like, guys remember in one of the first trailers that we saw, there was a gun lance that had a design similar to this. But no, this is just a straight up lance. At least I think it's a straight up lance. But yeah, it is what it is. That is our trailer. Those are all of the thoughts that I have in the trailer. Silkbind systems, NPCs fighting for you, Rampage mode, maps, all of that stuff. Really, really hyped up about seeing all of this stuff in the Nintendo Direct. I wasn't even expecting it. It was pretty cool. Nintendo Direct also showed some interesting new games, by the way. You guys should check that out. If you're curious, let me know in the comment section. I might do a video talking about some of the things that I found most interesting in that Nintendo Direct. But I do have something else for you before you leave. And that is, in the official Monster Hunter website, they now finally revealed the skill system, and I'm gonna be real, I was a little bit disappointed. Now, that's not to say that I'm super negative about it. I'm like, oh, I just like, really? Because they said, oh, we're doing something that's like a mix of the old skill system and the new skill system. We're not ready to talk about it yet. This is just straight up the world skill system, like, as far as I can tell. And, this is just early impressions, but looking at the skills here, I mean, you have Critical Eye, obviously, going up to 7, so it's exactly like it was in Monster Hunter World. Heroics going up to 5, just like in Monster Hunter World. Divine Blessing going up to 3, just like in Monster Hunter World. And then on top of it, we have something that I don't remember who it was that told me. I think it was Gaijin, but I'm not sure, so I'm going to ask him tomorrow as well. But I thought they specifically said there weren't going to be wire bug skills. I was a little bit like, man, so they actually did do a wire bug skill. So this is going to be a very important skill if you want to use wire bug, silk mine attacks and stuff like that. So this is going to end up being like a staple skill that you kind of need to have in your set. Now, you guys will be like, why are you disappointed? Like, I thought you said the world skill system was really cool and more intuitive. Yes. The problem that I have with the world skill system is how many skills you're able to have. Like, because, at the end of the game, when we got the Fatalis set, it's like, I'll just I'll just take all the skills, like all the relevant skills that I could possibly ever want or need. I'll just take all of them. And that kind of took some of the, it took some of the strategic value of making your own build, at least to me personally. So I was not a huge fan of the way that the power creep ended up being. That's not to say that that's going to happen with Rise. Hopefully it won't. But, you know, just seeing them just, oh, here's the skill system and it looks just like World, I was like, Now, another important thing here is you have your weapon, your helmet, chest piece, gloves, belt, and pants, just like we always did. But there is a new item, which is the Petal Ace. Now, initially, I had theorized that the Petal Ace was going to replace the Talisman. That is not the case at all. I thought, you know, we would have the Petal Ace instead of a Talisman, but it looks like we have the Petal Ace and the Talisman. So these are going to be this is going to be something that you're going to have to balance out as well, because different Petal Aces will give you different advantages with endemic life, and obviously different Talismans will also give you different things. By the way, the Novice Talisman that you get with the, I think it's the Deluxe version, right? Then isn't that where they say that you get it? It says here, I remember seeing it somewhere. Okay, check out the skills on the pre-order. It's a pre-order bonus. Okay, if you pre-order, you get the Novice Talisman. The skills that the Novice Talisman has is Wall Runner and Critical Eye level 1. For those of you who are curious. Critical Eye does, I think it's going to do pretty much the same thing that it did in the old game. And Wall Runner, I think it reduces stamina consumption. I mean, I could just check real quick. Novice Talisman, early skill. Yeah, Wall Runner level 1 decreases stamina depletion while wall running by 25%, like I said. So let's very quickly navigate back to the skill system here. You can see this this older screen here, which we had this screen because it was kind of like helpful for us to calculate the skills, but you can just see that now it just has it just tells you, okay, this thing gives you 1 of this instead of this thing gives you +2 of this. It's the same screen we used to have back in the old game, but it works with the world skill system. But yeah, I was hoping that the skill system was going to be something a little bit different. It's not, but you know, it's not a deal breaker. It was just something that I was hoping it would be significantly different, but we'll see how it all pans out when we get to the end game, basically, is where I'm at with that. But yeah, there you go. Your armor consists of 5 pieces. Each piece has its own defense element, resist. Oh yeah, there's one more thing, which is, where did they say that? It was over here. If you equip 3 or more pieces of the same armor set, you will receive a bonus to all of your resistance stats. Now, this doesn't mean that there's not going to be set bonuses. It just means if you equip 3 pieces of the same set, you're going to get a resistance bonus. So they're trying to get you to like not just min-max, mismatch by, you know, just getting all the skills that you want, but also keep in mind some of your resistances, which I still think most people are going to ignore because, let's face it, most people in GU are using Josiana's set, and the resistances on that set are not that great. So I think ultimately most of us are going to go for the skills and not necessarily the resistances, unless we're forced to use the resistances because the monsters are really hard, which could also be the case. But that is going to be something that we find out when we get the actual game. But anyway, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, hit the like button. If you did not enjoy it, hit the dislike button. Feedback is important. Usually enjoy my content, subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon. All of that jazz. Sorry if I'm a little bit rambly and a little bit incoherent because it is really late. I really should be sleeping because I have to wake up super early tomorrow to record the Third Fleet podcast, and I'm so hyped about this week's. You guys will see. You guys will find out. I'm going to try to put that out tomorrow if it's possible. But yeah, once again, thank you very much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Stay strong. Stay safe. Peace out.